all this, and everything the government does is bad. So basically, this foundation is in the how business. I try to figure out how to do things. We're going to have a global initiative just for university students next month, 1st of April, at the University of California in San Diego, the fourth one we've had. In the summer, and this is something that you might all want to send me an email about, in the summer I'm going to try something I've never done before, and it might be a total failure, but we need it. We're going to have a Clinton Global Initiative meeting in Chicago about nothing but what can we do to create more jobs in America, to start new businesses, to get this economy going. And I'll just give you one example. The banks of the country now have been made whole. It's a good thing that we didn't allow the financial system to collapse and we've got in trouble. But there's now $2.2 trillion in American banks. The bill for all the underwater mortgages, if they have to write them off tomorrow, is $156 billion. In other words, there's $2 trillion free and clear, uncommitted to loans, unnecessary to cover bad mortgages, at very conservative ratios. The banks of America could loan $20 trillion tomorrow, and the United States and the entire world would be out of this recession in a nanosecond. And so I have some ideas about what I think should be done about that. You may too. The corporations of America have $2 trillion almost in cash in their accounts that they have not committed either to dividends or to compensation for their employees or to investing overseas. They would like to spend the money in America. They have enough understanding of the global economy to know that if their market in America just dries up because nobody has any money and 20% of the people are unemployed or underemployed, they're going to be in trouble. But they haven't made a commitment yet. Why? What can be done to do that? So that's what we're going to talk about in Chicago. So what I want you to think about is for a lot of the next 20 years of your lives, a lot of you when you're raising your children and you want to believe they'll be able to live their dreams, a lot of that's going to be shaped by decisions that are made in the next 2 or 3 years in America. Mm-hmm. We cannot afford to go through the horrible 10-year long decade of stagnation that our friends in Japan had to endure after their real estate collapse at the beginning of the 1990s. We got to get this country moving again. We can't afford to have California go through what it's going through and think that the only way you can balance the budget here is to complete the destruction of the finest system of public higher education ever committed by anybody, anywhere, ever created, already under extreme duress. So if you don't want that to happen, it's not enough just to sit around and bemoan it, because in the end, the state of California doesn't print money. And in the end, you shouldn't be borrowing money just to pay the bills. You should borrow money if you're investing in rapid rail or solar or wind or something that has long-term returns, but you shouldn't have bonded indebtedness just to pay the bills. It's crazy. So what I'm trying to do is to not only say thank you for this money, but to give you an ongoing forum and an opportunity for dialogue with us to figure out how to do things. And maybe what you want to do only affects 100 people. You should not be discouraged by that. If every one of you affected 100 people, do the math here tonight. And if every 10th idea that affects 100 people could be extrapolated to impact 1 million, do the math of that. This is really important. Ordinary citizens have more power to shape the future than ever before. For all the troubling things going on in the world, no one can deny that fact. So the question is whether we're going to make good decisions with how we allocate our time, use our brains, spend whatever money we have. And that's what we're trying to do. I want you to have a good time tonight, but I want you to feel that you did a noble and good thing, but it should only be the beginning. Now, having said that, maybe you can figure out how to fix the sound here. That would be a really good thing. Our performer tonight really doesn't need me to introduce him, and probably doesn't need me to tell you that you'll like him because he's 4 years younger than I am. We do have one thing in common. He was recently nominated for a Grammy, and I won 2. However, I got my 2 for reading books. Unlike me, his first album was #1 on the Billboard 200. And he's worked and recorded with a lot of distinguished people, including my fellow New Yorker and friend Jay-Z. He's he is a native Canadian, and you should know that Canada, which has a population roughly 10% of the size of ours, is among all the countries on earth the #1 country in per capita contributions to the work of the Clinton Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Drake.
Check, check. Oh, okay. I thought I got to use the podium mic. I was feeling presidential for a second. But first of all, yeah. Round of applause for President Clinton. Come back. And I'd like to first of all, before we start, just say how honored I am to be here this evening. I'm a 24-year-old kid from Canada, and I truly take tonight as one of the most important nights of my life because, you know, I feel as young kids sometimes we live in this bubble where we feel that we may be unaffected by anything that's going on in the world, and I really feel that as a musician, you know, I have the power to use my voice to raise awareness for incredible things such as the Clinton Foundation. So, you know, I know that the focus for a lot of kids is making money or attempting to make history, but I think tonight the theme of the night should be we should make a difference. So, thank you. And with that being said, let's have some fun. Telling everybody that I know we about to be on. I ain't trying to look like a lie to the people that I came up with. That's my team. Never would I let a woman come between what we doing right now. This our dream. Wu-Tang Clan, we want that green. Osiris in it right now. Go to God for a hit right now. Whatever you want to drink, hit right now. Can't hold your liquor, let it quit right now.